Welcome to our course, Writing Customer-Focused Email in the Contact Center. My name is Leslie O'Flahaven and I'll be your instructor today. Our first course module is called Learn 3 Strategies for Writing Excellent Emails to Customers. The first strategy is to use a friendly writing style. Friendly email to customers helps build rapport with your company and with your customer service organization. The second strategy is customize templates. If your customer service organization uses templates or pre-written content when emailing customers, you need to customize the templates so the answers customers receive are relevant and accurate. Finally, the third strategy is make it easy for the customer to take action. Good customer service email closes the loop and achieves first contact resolution. So if the customer is hoping to do something or needs to do something after receiving your email response, your email should make it easy for the customer to do the thing he or she wants to do. Let's get started. The first thing we'll look at is a customer's email, an example, so we have something to discuss when we practice these 3 strategies for writing excellent email. Right now I'm sharing with you an email from a customer named John Knapp. He's writing to Wheaton University and he has a question about how to pay for his transcript. He wants to pay with a check. He doesn't have a credit card. I'll be quiet for a moment while you read John Knapp's email to Wheaton University. This customer service email is pretty straightforward. John knows what he needs and wants the university's help in getting the transcript and getting it quickly. Here is the actual response John Knapp received from this university. And as you'll see as we go on, this is an example of how not to write excellent customer service email. The customer service agent, whose name is Janice Sterling, answered John's question, but she did not do it in a friendly way. She did not customize the template, and she made it difficult for John to take action. I'll be quiet for a moment so you can read the response John received from Janice Sterling. Okay, now let's take Janice's email apart piece by piece. Notice the choices she made as a writer, and then I'll suggest ways that she could have written this response in a much better way. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the friendliness or the lack of friendliness in Janice's email. As you can see in the red text, I've highlighted the places where I think Janice's email is actually unfriendly. It's not neutral, it's actually unfriendly to the customer, John. At the beginning of the email, she offers no greeting at all. She does say "Dear John," but she does not expand and say thank you for anything. And she starts with a very negative statement. If you do not pay by credit card, you cannot request a transcript using our online service. He doesn't plan to pay by credit card, so all of this scolding at the beginning of the email really affects the tone. Then, if you notice, I've highlighted in red the ending of the email. It's not that the middle of the email conveys no tone at all. It does convey tone, but often customers expect the opening of the email and the closing of the email to share the most friendly language. At the end of her email, Janice scolds the customer again. If you fail to enclose payment, we cannot process your request. Her email lacks courtesy to the extent that she doesn't even say sincerely or thank you at the end of her email. So her response is not only not friendly, it's actively unfriendly. Her tone is inappropriate. She will not succeed in connecting with this customer or making it easy for him to accomplish what he wants to accomplish with an email of such a negative tone. The next thing I'd like to look at with you is the template Janice has used in her email and her lack of willingness to customize the template for this use. In the middle of the email in red is the template. This is a template for any question on how to pay for the transcript. So Janice may in fact use this template for another customer's email where that customer is going to pay by credit card or has simply asked how to pay for the transcript. In this case though, she's just copied and pasted the template into the email without customizing it or editing it at all. And the template as used contains information that will be confusing to John, or the template will be clear proof that Janice hasn't read his email very closely or cared enough to exclude the information from the template. For example, I'm sure you can see that the template says he can pay by credit card or by check. And in his email, he's explained that he wants to pay by check. So it's not appropriate to include information about paying by credit card when the customer's already said what he intends to do. The final problem with this email is that Janice has not made it easy for John to take action. In the template that is not well customized, as I've mentioned before, there's a sentence, I've highlighted it here in red, please call 800-787-8787 and ask customer service to email you the form or reply to this email to request the form. So Janice's failure to write this properly means that John, the customer, has to contact the university a second time to get the form he needs. It's silly for her to explain that he needs to complete a transcript request form, but to force him to ask her for the form or to ask the university for the form a second time. I'm sure her manager would be quite concerned about this also, because to complete his request, he will have to contact the registrar's office again. And this is just adding email contact volume to the customer service center when it need not be added. So a better practice for Janice would be to give him the form with her response and not force him to phone in or to email again to get the form. So let me show you some edits to these emails that would help this email that would help make it a good example of the 3 ways to write excellent emails to customers. The first thing I've done in this slide is to use a friendly writing style to step away from that cold and somewhat angry tone Janice was using. So in the red at the beginning, we use a common courtesy, thanks for your email, and finish the sentence with the customer's topic of his email about paying for your transcript. Thanks for your email about paying for your transcript is simply a courteous way to address a customer or to write to a customer. She continues with courteous language, yes, you can pay by check. She goes on, to do so, you will email us your transcript request form instead of using our online transcript request service. I hope you're noticing how many personal pronouns are in her first 3 short sentences. Thanks for your email about your transcript. You will email us. There's lots of personal pronouns in these short sentences, and it makes her writing sound warmer. At the end of the email, as you can see, I've simply struck out, if you fail to enclose payment, we cannot process your request. While this statement may be true, it's really hostile and it's unnecessary. I've closed instead with a much warmer wrap-up from Janice. I hope you hear good news from Georgetown soon, and then the closing word, sincerely. While there's many ways to be friendly, the important thing to remember is that friendliness is simple courtesy, and it's also a practical customer service writing strategy. Next, let's look at how Janice should customize the template she's using. In the template here in the red text, I've struck out 2 sentences that don't belong when she sends the response to John Knapp. She must strike out or delete, you can pay by credit card or check. As I mentioned, He already has said that he wants to pay by by check. We've also edited a sentence that isn't specific enough. The original template reads, "You must include a check or money order for the full amount due when you send back your completed request form." But his email is specifically about completing the request for a transcript. So the fee may be lower or higher if you pay by a credit card. Perhaps that's the reason that the template is rather vague. When she sends the email that includes this template to John, she must make the sentence more specific. So we have replaced it with, "You must include a check payable to Wheaton University or a money order for $15, the exact amount, when you send back your completed request form." So the template might be an efficient way to answer many, many emails about how to pay for a transcript. But before the customer service agent sends this template, she must make the small changes that make the template accurate for this individual customer. And finally, make it easy for the customer to take action. There's no reason Janice's response should cause another email. This is a simple topic, a simple exchange. So instead of just saying, "Please call us," or "ask customer service to email you the form," we simply write, "I have attached the transcript request form. Please complete it and email it back to me." And by doing so, we make sure that we don't cause another contact to the customer service center for this university. Finally, here's the whole email in its excellent form put back together. "Thanks for your email about paying for your transcript. Yes, you can pay by check. To do so, you'll email us your transcript request form instead of using our online transcript request service." The first small paragraph is a friendly one. The middle paragraph is an edited version of the template. "I've attached the transcript request form. Please complete it and email it back to me. You must include a check payable to Wheaton University or a money order for $15 when you send back your completed request form. If you need help completing the form, you can also call customer service at 800-787-8787. She closes with a friendly statement, "I hope you hear good news from Georgetown soon," wraps it up with a sincerely, and the email is much better. Thanks very much for participating in Module 1. I hope you learned a lot about writing excellent email to customers.